If you're thinking about buying a canal or waterfront home in Southwest Florida, don't do it until you hear these 5 hidden costs most buyers never see coming. And yes, I'll show you real MLS examples of what these homes are selling for right now. I'm not here to scare you off, just to make sure you buy smart, not surprised. My name's Chris Glazer. I'm a boat captain as well as a full-time real estate agent down here in Southwest Florida. I've lived down here for almost 19 years. If you'd like to be the first to know what's going on down here in Southwest Florida, click that subscribe button. We try to get new videos out at least once a week. All of my contact information is in the video description down below. If you're looking to make your move in 9 days or 90 days, we'll help you make it smooth sailing. So in today's video, I want to share 5 hidden costs that will pop up when you are looking for waterfront properties down here in Southwest Florida. And when I say waterfront, I'm specifically talking mainly about canal homes. So if you are a boater and you're looking to keep your boat right there at your house on the water, these are things that not everybody thinks about. So one of the big hidden costs can be seawalls. And you'll find that a lot of the houses in this area, they were built back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And like any, infrastructure, they have a shelf life. And over time, if they're not maintained properly or taken care of, they will deteriorate and eventually will fail if they're not taken care of. So you'll see, some seawalls that in some cases are in great shape on older houses, mainly because they've been taken care of. You'll also find some where they're failing. And when you look at some of these houses that are on the market, for example, this particular house in Cape Coral, it was priced. Actually, it was, in my opinion, I first saw it and I was like, wow, $399,900. This looks like a great deal when I started looking at the pictures of it and going, wow, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. And there was really nothing noted in the description of the house other than the fact that it had never flooded. But then when I went into the classified, basically the classified notes, MLS notes or confidential notes, it said the seawall needs to be replaced. So when you see a seawall replacement, that can cost anywhere between $600 and $1,000 a linear foot to replace. They have to get a barge out there, and literally a crew, and it's very expensive. Permits. I mean, there's just a ton of things that you have to be thinking of when looking at waterfront, but seawalls are definitely something you need to pay attention to. So let's jump to hidden cost number 2, flood insurance. Not everybody is used to having to carry flood insurance, especially if you come from some of the northern states. You're going to find that you'll have your traditional homeowners insurance, but then down here, because a lot of our homes are not all in floodplains, but have potential for flooding because of hurricanes and storms. We do get a lot of rain down here during the summer. There is just a wide range when it comes to premiums on flood insurance. There's going to be a big difference between a new policy and what they call a transferable policy. It's crazy. I've seen literally insurance policies, transferable policies that have been on the same house for over 20 plus years in flood zones for under $500 a year, which is just insane if you think about it. $900 a year. Now, if you were to rewrite that policy with the current flood rates and FEMA flood lines, that same policy could be $7,000 a year, $6,000 a year. So flood insurance is definitely going to vary. The other piece of that puzzle is if it is a newer home and it has an elevation certificate, maybe it's been built to the higher floodplain standards, you might be able to even bypass having to get flood insurance. They have what they call a LOMA letter that's issued by FEMA, and if you have a house that's newer and built at those higher elevations, that can definitely save you some money. So just keep in mind that we do have flood insurance to deal with down here. I do work with multiple agencies, so I'd be more than happy to, if you're looking at houses in Southwest Florida and you're looking for insurance, we can definitely help you, hopefully get you the best possible insurance rate. So let's move on to number three. The third hidden cost that a lot of people don't always think about are the cost of your dock as well as lift and your boating setup in general. A lot of the boat docks that you see at some of these houses, they might be 20, 30 years old, and over time these pilings do start to deteriorate that support the docks, and that in combination with some of the storms that we've had, they do eventually wear out. And you might see a dock and a lift and think to yourself, oh wow, this looks great, but it's 30 years old, and some cases these are they're at the end of their life. They're going to need to be either replaced or refurbished, and so those costs can definitely vary. Again, I work with multiple marine contractors. Being a boat captain as well as a full-time real estate agent down here, I have plenty of contacts that can help you when it comes to working with docks, boat lifts, all those things that can definitely add up in cost. Just to put in a lift, I get this question quite a bit. What's it cost to put a 10,000 pound lift with a wraparound dock? Well, on with the new composite materials, having all the permitting and barge and crew and everybody coming out, we see those range anywhere between $40,000 and $50,000. And it depends too on how big a boat you have. So when you start getting into these larger vessels, 30 or even 40-foot long, and you want those out of the water, well, you can be looking at six figures to build a lift that's going to be able to support those type of vessels. So definitely keep in mind, dock and lift can be very expensive. So let's move on to number four. The fourth hidden cost is canal travel time. And a lot of people want to get out onto the open water sooner than later, and especially in Cape Coral, we have over 400 miles of canals. So when you have that many miles of canals, some of these houses are inland on the water, and they can take quite a while because you can only go at minimum or no wake in a lot of these areas. And all that basically means is you got to go slow. There's no other way around it. So that's just something you have to think about. Some of these canals, you could be in the canal system for over an hour, hour and 15 minutes, or even longer, depending on where the house is located. So I do find a lot of folks, because they want to enjoy, taking boat rides out to the barrier islands and the beaches, and maybe get out onto the Gulf and go fishing, backwater fishing, all of that. You usually want to try to find something, if you can. 45 minutes or less is ideal for most folks. Some people may only want to have a 30-minute boat ride or less. The best way to verify the best way to verify how long it's going to take is you can use Google Maps. I have a pretty good knowledge of the canal system. You can always reach out to me. All my information is in the description below. Also, keep in mind, you might find a house that looks identical, and you're wondering, well, why in the world is this house $150,000 less than this house, and they're both on canals? Well, you're going to find one might be direct access, one might not be direct access, and one could be an hour boat ride out versus 10 minutes. So boating convenience will cost you money. The closer you are to the open water, the more money it is. So we've made it to the fifth hidden cost, and this one not everybody always thinks about, because If you live up north or you're not used to being around all this salt air, it's your ongoing maintenance. There's just a lot of things that rust down here because of all the salt. So, things like the motors on the lift is a good example. Seawalls need maintenance. Over time with the rain and the weather that we get, you get erosion around the seawalls, and so you want to make sure that you maintenance those. Same thing with your AC unit. Just the list kind of goes on and on. So just keep in mind that ongoing maintenance for pretty much all of the outdoor equipment on your house and even inside the house uh, can definitely require ongoing maintenance. So let's go ahead and recap the top five. Number one was the seawall health. Again, seawalls are very expensive, and so before purchasing, definitely want to have the seawall looked at. Number two, flood zone and insurance. Insurance, again, you can literally have one house on one side of the street and one on the other side of the street, and they could literally be twice as much money for one versus the other. So there's things like elevation, as well as depending on what flood zone it's in, that's going to determine your flood costs, or flood insurance cost, I should say. Number three, dock, lift, and age. You may look at the lift and dock and think, oh wow, this thing looks like it's in fantastic condition, but it might be 30 years old and those pilings start to deteriorate. You may not be able to see at first glance that those are going to need to be replaced at some point in time. So you definitely want to have a marine contractor look at some of these older homes that have lifts, just to make sure that you're not going to have any additional costs there. Canal access times. Again, back to how long do you want to be in the canal system before you get out to the open water. The less time it takes, the more money those houses are. That's pretty much the rule of thumb. And then fifth is hidden maintenance. There's just a lot of maintenance costs down here living the salt life. So keep in mind that things like your AC and motors on those lifts may not last as long as they would in, say, another environment. So salt does eat away at that fun stuff. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the video today. We covered, again, a lot of material. And if you happen to be in the market to buy, sell, or invest in real estate down here in Southwest Florida, I'd be honored to help. My name's Chris Glazer. I'm a boat captain as well as a full-time real estate agent down here in Southwest Florida. So please reach out. All my contact information is in the description below. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. This is Captain Chris. We are checking out.